Hey, what's up, guys? It is your Wednesday guy, Dalyn, and we're coming at you this week with another topic. And this week we are talking about what not to say to trans people. So, I really hate when people ask me what was my birth name. I just hate that. I feel like if I don't tell you what my birth name is, you shouldn't ask me because, I mean, that's not my name anymore, you know? So what is your reasoning for wanting to know that? You know, that's what I think. You know, why do you want to know? What is the motive behind asking me that? Are you asking me that because you don't acknowledge my transition? Are you asking me that because you're not acknowledging my birth name? I mean, because really it has no relevance. You know, what's your reasoning for needing to know that? Those are just a couple things that go through my head when people ask me about my birth name. Another thing I really don't care for people asking me is about, like, my downstairs stuff. I think it's kind of like tasteless to ask somebody what's going on downstairs. You know, like if you meet a cis guy, you don't automatically say, yo, how big is your dick? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not something that you would ask a guy. So what the fuck? Why are you asking me what's going on in my pants? I understand that a lot of people are curious about if, you know, once you start testosterone, if you're going to grow a penis. I understand that a lot of people think that. So I guess if you feel comfortable enough with me, you know, you're going to ask me questions like that. But just because you think you're comfortable enough or close enough to a person to ask them that, just, you know, maybe not ask them, just because, you know, it kind of makes people uncomfortable. I know it makes me uncomfortable personally, so I know it probably makes other trans guys uncomfortable as well. I also don't really like when people ask me why would I transition when people are already accepting, or when people are so accepting of, you know, the gay community. And it's funny because I'm not transitioning because I'm gay, like that, or because, you know, because I like women. That has nothing to do with why I'm transitioning. I'm transitioning because it's something that I need to do to feel complete within myself. It has nothing to do with my sexual preference, and people don't understand that. So when they ask that, it really just makes them sound ignorant, you know, and it makes them sound uneducated on, you know, the transgender community. So, you know, maybe do a little bit of research before you ask people questions like that. Sorry about that. Somebody was calling me, but so like I was saying, you know, anything about asking me personally about if I'm transitioning because of my attraction to women, I just think that that's just, I mean, really, it actually doesn't even offend me when people ask me that. I just kind of feel like, I don't know, almost bad for them, because it really is almost like a very ignorant question to ask. And then another thing that kind of really gets under my skin is when people ask me how do my wife and I have sex. I mean, even if I wasn't trans and I was just a cis guy, I would still be offended by that question. I mean, that's just kind of, why do you feel that you can ask me that because I'm trans? You know, you wouldn't ask another straight couple that, so why are you asking me that? You know, I don't know. I feel like that's a very personal question to ask somebody, and you shouldn't ask me that question just because I'm transgender. I just feel like that's very, very rude, and I don't know. I just think that you shouldn't ask anybody that question. And I mean, I think that, you know, sometimes if you're really close to a person, it is okay to ask them personal questions, but you should try, you know, maybe talking to them and ask them what kind of questions they feel comfortable, you know, answering. And if you are going to ask personal questions, ask in a more personal setting. Don't ask in group settings when there's a lot of people around, because, you know, some of the questions that people ask can be very embarrassing. And especially if you're around a group of people and you're put on the spot, you know, it's very uncomfortable. You know, transitioning is uncomfortable as it is, and then if you're put in, you know, a situation with a lot of people and you're put on the spot, it could just be very, very uncomfortable. And I know sometimes I get anxiety when I'm in a big group because of my transition. You know, like if somebody's going to misgender me or call me by my birth name, or, you know, I get really, really anxious. So it's bad enough, you know, to have the anxiety, and then to be asked like these really crazy questions. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's just inappropriate. You know, if you ask general questions about, you know, a person's transition, you know, how long have you been transitioning? You know, when did you decide that you wanted to transition? What are some of the changes that you like? Or, you know, what are the things that you notice, you know, or changes that happen quick? You know, things like that. Those are just general questions that, you know, most trans guys would be okay answering. But then again, some guys don't even want to answer questions about their transition at all. You know, some guys are stealth, and they don't want anybody to know that they're trans. So sometimes, you know, it's better to maybe talk to a person, you know, maybe pull them off to the side or kind of feel them out before you just start asking them questions about their transition. Because, you know, outing a transgender person that is stealth in public, you know, it can be dangerous. So it's just a sticky situation. And I would just say that if you're really close to the person, you should probably know what you should ask and what you shouldn't. And if you don't already know a lot of the questions, you know, you probably shouldn't ask, or wait until you're one-on-one. I said one-on-one. Wait until you're one-on-one to ask them those personal questions. And then that way, you know, you're guaranteed to not offend them. And if you offend them and you guys are one-on-one, it's easier to tell them, like, hey, man, you know, I don't feel comfortable answering those questions. Or, you know, you may answer the question and then let them know, hey, you know, I really don't like answering those kind of questions. So in the future, you know, just try to keep it general. You know, that's just really my advice that I can give. Other than that, there's not really many other questions that really get to me. It's just, you know, the bottom thing. How do me and my wife have sex? And if I'm transitioning because of my attraction to women. And believe it or not, I get that question a lot. So that's just definitely that's something I absolutely had to put in this video. But I really think that's it. Those are really just the main things that really get to me as a trans guy when people ask me those questions. I really don't like to be put on the spot in public around a big group of people. That's something that is just really, really bugs me. So if you're ever around me, don't put me on the spot, because I will shut down and I will just, that's it. You won't get anything out of me. So, but that's it, guys. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch this video. Make sure you guys check us out, because we actually have some pretty cool topics coming up in the coming weeks. We actually have a little bit of different material that we'll be trying out. So make sure you guys let us know how you like some of the new material. I don't know if it's going to be next week coming up, but it'll be the following week that we have some, you know, some different topics. So I don't know. Make sure you guys continue to watch. Make sure you check out the videos after me, before me. They were some pretty cool videos, and, you know, we all have different things that bother us. Some of the things that we don't like to be asked, or that we don't like to talk about, may be the same, but not all of us are the same. Some guys are okay with talking about certain things, some guys aren't. So make sure you guys check out the other guys' videos and see what they're okay with. But other than that, I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys tune in, like, subscribe, you know, all that good stuff. And check us out on Instagram. And make sure you check out our new website coming soon. We got some hats, some t-shirts, you know, all that stuff coming up. So we got some new things coming for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.